Hello, and welcome to Game 7 of the Brain Storm Tournament here at the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast. I am your host, Davo. With me, we have Allison.
Howdy.
We have Kells.
I wish you good fortune in the wars to come.
We have Andy.
Hello, ladle brainers.
And we have the sensei, the trivia guru, the grand poobah, Neil.
That's all you have?
A little light on the praise. A little light on the praise, buddy.
Wow. Neil, what are we doing?
Well, I thought we'd play some trivia. So, just for a recap on the big tournament here, winners of each game get 4 points. Second place gets 3, third place gets 2, and last place gets 1. And as of Game 6, the totals are Allison with 7, Devo 16, Kells 18, and Andy 19. Andy is in the lead. Can you believe it?
No.
Feels weird.
So we're going to play some trivia. Each week we have a theme, and in that theme we've got 6 categories with 4 questions each. Each question is worth 10 points with a few bonus points thrown in here and there. And then a final question which is worth up to 100 points. And today's theme is ripped from the news. It was suggested to me by my better half, Helen. She said, after I recorded last week, she said, you should do a show about masks. And I thought,
Okay.
There's no way I can come up with 24 trivia questions plus a final question about masks. But then I thought about it some for the next day or two and realized I can do this. So I did it.
Nice.
Well, for those of you who are new to the tournament, you've missed out on some excitement. The shtick with this tournament is, if you deem it necessary, you may fire a high-energy bolt of lightning at your opponent's face, obliterating their answer and maybe causing third-degree burns.
It was like a slow clap of laughs.
I felt that.
Belt.
You make it sound a little more dire than it actually is, but that's okay.
Like the
Oh,
tournament's
you've never experienced it.
That's
It's
true,
easy for you
that's
to
true.
say it's not dire. You're the god of lightning.
I quite enjoy it, actually. All right, category 1 is science.
after a 1 week respite, it's back.
It's back.
Question 1. Everybody's familiar with the N95 masks, but it's not the best mask in the N series. What is the best mask in the N series?
Locked in.
Yep. Locked in.
I'm locked in.
I feel like 2 or 3 of us are going to have the same answer.
I'm locked in.
David, did you lock in?
Yes.
Okay. Kells, what's your answer?
I said N64.
Oh, my God.
That's amazing.
That's
not where my
perfect.
brain went.
Give him his point.
David,
What's better than 95 is 100. So that's the N100.
Andy?
The Vader mask. The Vader mask always wins.
I feel like you guys aren't trying, but that's okay.
I was.
Sadly, this is us trying.
This is us trying hard.
Allison, what's your answer?
The N96.
Ah, you with the Price is Right way.
$1.
Well, the number in those masks represents the percentage of particulates that it can keep out. And
Aha.
the best one is the N100.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done, Davo.
Way to play the game.
They also, I don't really understand this. The N series are not resistant to oil. That's what the N stands for. And then there's an R series, which is somewhat resistant to oil. And then there's a P series, which is strongly resistant to oil. But again, I don't really know what the oil, how that enters into anything. So, question 2. In computer science, a bit mask is a piece of data that can toggle multiple bits in one operation. How many bits are in a byte of data? And for a bonus, how many bits are in a nibble?
Is that's a joke?
You're just
or that's a
making
real
this.
thing?
Just making stuff up.
False.
How many bits are in a byte? Let's see. Let me think about this scientifically. How many licks did it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll Pop?
I'm locked in.
2, 3.
3.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Yes, I am also locked in.
I'm locked in.
Devo, what's your answer?
256 bits in a byte.
Okay.
And
Okay.
a nibble has 8 bits.
Okay. Andy?
100 bits in a byte, and a nibble has 25.
Okay. Allison?
I said there are 10 bits in a byte and 4 bits in a nibble.
Okay. And Kels?
I went with the old Sega Genesis logic. I said 16 bits in a byte and 8 in a nibble.
Well, that's interesting logic.
So, Allison is preventing me from doing my sweep sound, which really
Oh,
annoys me.
this never happens.
But only
Because you got the
only
bonus.
because you got the bonus.
Because I know my nibbles.
Yeah.
So a byte consists of 8 bits,
Oh.
and a nibble is half a byte, so it's 4.
Well done.
Total guess. I genuinely thought nibble was a joke. So
It's kind of a retronym. I mean, bits are kind of easy. A bit's a single piece of information, and bytes are 8 bits because that's how they started making the chips in 8 bits. And then someone wanted to represent a half a byte, and so they said, what should we call that? Well, a small byte is a nibble, so that's
And
how
I
it
love
got its
it.
name.
Makes sense.
That is adorable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, question 3. In what decade did the modern surgical mask, as opposed to just cloth masks, begin to be used during medical procedures? Half a point if you're off by 1 decade. So there's a particular way they make modern medical masks.
I'm locked in.
For the record, I don't usually like questions like this, but I was kind of struggling on the science.
I like it.
But you refused to give up on it.
Yes, I did refuse to give up on it.
He persevered.
I'm locked in.
Push through.
Okay. I'm going to change my answer for the 3rd time. And lock in.
Andy.
I went with the 70s. I think it's sometime after MASH.
Okay. Allison.
Okay. I went down a weird path.
Those are the best kinds.
I ultimately ended up in the 30s because I thought it would cut my losses, but then Andy just kind of mind screwed me, and it's okay. I'm gonna stick with the 30s.
Stop playing those mind screwing games.
Kels.
I said the 1960s.
Any particular reason?
No, not at all.
No,
David?
not really. I said the 1940s.
All right. Well, so Andy, I was wondering if anybody would catch that in MASH they did use cloth masks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was an attempt to be historically accurate or if that's just what the prop department had. But MASH took place during the Korean War, which was in the 50s.
Right.
And so the modern mask came along in the next decade, which is the 60s.
Nice, Kels.
So full points for Kels, half points for Andy.
Okay.
Question 4. Many people suffer from sleep apnea and wear CPAP masks at night to help with that. What does CPAP or CPAP stand for?
Yay!
I'll give you some part. If you get 3 of the 4, I'll give you half credit.
Don't overthink it, fellas.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
This is in the textbook that I teach. This never happens in this when we play this game, except for one time Neil asked a question about Kinsey, and I was like, yes.
I have no idea. Okay.
Chocolate.
Something.
That's how those things sell. They just mist chocolate in your face all night.
You're a horrible person, Davo.
Num 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 num.
I'm
Num
locked
num
in.
num num num.
I'm locked in. I just wrote something.
All right. Let's start with Allison.
Yes. This is the one time where I'm excited.
Nobody.
Continuous.
It looks like nobody struck you with lightning either.
Yeah,
It's
they know
it's
better
early.
than to
It's
kick a dead
early.
horse.
It's really. It's very early.
Okay, go ahead, Alice.
All right, I put continuous positive airway pressure.
Kels.
Nope.
I said correcting people's airways properly.
Yep.
Deva.
Cardiopulmonary assistance pump.
And Andy.
Continuous positive airway pressure. My dad has one.
Correct answer is continuous positive airway pressure.
Yeah.
I show this video in class of Shaquille O'Neal because he has sleep apnea, and every time me and the kids fall in this weird wormhole about how his wife is 1/3 his size, and it frightens all of us.
She's a tiny lady.
Yeah. Well, everybody's tiny compared to Shaq.
Yeah.
She's tiny
True.
compared to me. She's like 5'1" or
She-
5'2".
She is very small.
No.
We should probably play this game.
Yeah.
When
Someone's
you're
gonna have
ready,
to
when you're
edit.
ready, Andy. I don't want to get in the interrupt. All right. At the end of round 1, it's a pretty close game. Kels and Deva both have 10. Allison
Yay.
has 12, and Andy has 15.
Wow, I thought they had run away with it a little bit.
You guys are not really tearing it up here, but let's move on
Welcome
to
to science.
let's move
4
on to
liberal arts
sports.
majors. Shut up, Neil.
Sports.
I can't believe we all didn't know how many nips were in a bit or whatever that question was.
You
I've
just
already
say-
forgotten.
Please
Nips
tell
in a
me you
bit.
said nips.
Yeah.
Instead of-
How many
How many meeps are in a beeper?
Oh man.
Computers run literally everything in all of our lives. It might behoove you to learn a little bit about them. I mean, that's just about
might.
the most basic thing you could find out about a computer. But
As I
that's just
understand
me.
it, there are elves involved.
I push button and then I see nips. That's the way it works.
Oh god.
All right,
Please save us, Neil.
Yeah, let's move on to sports.
Yay.
Question 1. In 1959, Jacques Plante was the first person to do what?
1959?
What? Wait, I don't even know the category. Are we in history?
Sports.
Sports.
Oh God.
So
I'm
history
locked
of
out.
sports.
I'm
He's
locked
the-
in.
I'm
Jacques,
locked in too.
Jacques Plante was the first. You said he was the first to do something?
Yes.
And we guessed the first thing.
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, it's not like you don't have any clues here, so
Yeah. I think I know. No, I don't.
Okay. I'm gonna go with his name. Take that as a hint. Now I have a guess. I'm locked in.
is that everybody?
I'm not
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Devo, you're locked in?
Yes.
All right. Devo, what's your answer?
Wear a mask as a goalie in hockey.
Andy?
Hockey mask.
Allison?
Oh. Well, I just put wear a face mask. I didn't put in a sport. So...
He just wore his sport mask when he was sporting.
Yep.
Kels?
I said goalie mask because it kind of sounds like could be a French name, so maybe French Canadian.
That's where I went.
Yeah, so the three clues I was hoping you would catch on are the theme of the whole show, which is mask, the sports, and his French name, because he played for the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh.
He was the first person to wear a hockey mask, or specifically a goalie mask, in an NHL game. So, Allison, I'm going to give you 2 points because you put some of those pieces together.
I put words. 2 points.
So, if I remember right, the story was he'd been practicing with the mask, but his coach wouldn't let him wear it in the game because he thought it would hamper his vision. And so there, in one game, he got hit with a puck and had to have some stitches. And he told the coach, "I'm not going to go back out on the ice if I don't get to wear my mask." And since at the time, I guess in the 50s, there was only one goalie on the team, they had to let him wear the mask, and he wore it ever since.
As I understand, in the off season, he also ran a summer camp and used that mask when he was cutting firewood with his chainsaw.
Oh, God.
Near Crystal Lake,
Right.
Quebec.
So did you know there's a place near here that's Crystal Lake, and it has a Wolf Creek running into it?
Seriously?
Wow.
I love.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Steer
I gotta
clear.
get the hell away from here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful.
it's up near Gentry,
Okay.
past Gentry, close to
I'm
Decatur.
far enough away then.
All right, question 2. There are 3 different types of masks worn by fencers, one for each type of fencing. For 4 points each, what are the 3 types of fencing? And I'm not looking for picket or stone or anything like that. Split rail.
I am writing down words I have heard in fencing.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in as
I'm
well.
gonna lock in.
Okay, Andy?
There's sword fencing, dagger fencing, and fencing because you killed my father.
Prepare to die.
Yes.
Was that me? I'm
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
I said en garde, joust, and my favorite, a battle royale.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Nice.
Whoa.
They should have cage match fencing.
Battle Royale fencing? That'd be great.
Kels?
I'm hoping the different kinds of fencing are named after the different kinds of swords. So I went with the épée, the rapier, and the foil.
Okay. And David?
I said épée, saber, and foil.
The correct answers are the foil, the épée, and the saber.
Oh man, I scratched out saber and put nice foil there.
Can't believe
Me
I was
too.
wrong.
Me too. Darn it.
And so, because of the way the scoring happens and the types of swords, they need 3 different types of masks. Like the saber, the head is you can hit the head for a point, so it's extra padded, as opposed to the foil, which I think the foil has more puncture protection because it's more of a stabby, as opposed to
More
a slasher.
stabby, less choppy.
Those are technical terms, by the way.
Very technical. Yeah.
Question 3. John Buck, who retired from Major League Baseball in 2014, was the last catcher allowed to do what after it was banned by the league in 2012?
Locked in.
I can't even think of what this could be.
I have a guess.
Was he a good enough catcher that anybody's heard of him?
I
heard of
don't
him.
know this name.
I'm locked in.
only Bucks I can think about related to baseball are commentators.
Jack and
Yeah.
Joe.
Yep. Nah, that didn't make sense. I'm gonna punt.
Is everybody else locked in?
Mm-hmm.
Allison, what's your answer?
Well, I used to do this when I played softball, and so I was like, maybe they don't let them do this anymore. It's where you take your mask off to catch a foul ball, like when they foul it back. I don't know.
Okay.
I thought that.
And Kels?
Now Ray Guy comes in for his first punt of the day. Kick is away. There's a high, twisting, hang time spiral.
That is awesome.
Really is.
It's like every time you hear it, it's the first time, and you're just entranced, don't you?
It's joy. That's just joyful.
David, what's your answer?
I said wear a cap under his mask.
Okay.
I know they have hockey mask style masks now, and then they had batting helmets that under their mask. But way back in the day, they used to wear their caps.
Okay. Andy?
Yeah, I have a similar answer to Davo's. I'm guessing he's the last to wear just a straight up wire mask and not the whole hockey shroud like mask that they have now.
Okay. Well, this may have been a little too obscure. Like I say, I'm not a baseball fan, so I don't really know. But he had this. He wore one of the hockey style masks, more of a helmet than a face mask, and he would paint it very colorfully. And that at the end of every season, he would auction it off to raise money for some children's charity.
Oh.
In 2012, the Major League Baseball started some new licensing deal, and I guess they didn't want the masks to be painted over. But since he'd already been doing it for quite a while, they let him continue until he retired. So the answer is paint their catcher's mask.
So MLB saw somebody helping kids and making the game a little more fun and went, whoa, 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 whoa.
Slow
All right, this
down
stops
there.
with you. This stops with you.
Whoa,
Because
geez.
we're Major League Baseball.
I think it's, I mean, I don't know that that's the right way to characterize it. It sounds to me like it was more like Major League Baseball was able to make a tiny bit more money by licensing
Yeah.
advertising
singles.
space on the hats, and they didn't want someone to paint it over. But like I said, they did allow him to continue doing that until he retired, so they did raise a little bit more for the children's.
Cheering.
The children's.
All right. You know what?
Yeah, you swept.
Sweep the leg. You have a problem with that?
Yes.
Question 4 in sports. In 2014, who was the last NBA player allowed to wear a black protective face mask?
Wow.
He hasn't been in the league.
Could I
Yeah.
hear the question again,
In
please?
2014, who was the last NBA player allowed to wear a black protective face mask?
I have a guess. I'm locked in.
I have a guess as well.
Black being the operative word there. He could still wear
Yes.
one. It just has to be one of the typical clear ones.
Clear one.
I call those the Bill Lambiers.
I am punting.
Sometimes I should just punt, but
We only get one.
yeah. I'll take a crack at it. I think I've seen this human wear a face mask before, but maybe I'm full of shit. I don't know.
All right, Kels, what's your answer?
If I'm hoping he did this at least once, but Dwayne Wade broke his nose in an All-Star game, and I think Kobe Bryant donned a black mask one time.
So what's your answer?
Kobe Bryant.
Okay. Deva?
Kobe.
And Andy?
Now Ray Guy comes in for his first punt of the day. Kick is away. There's a high, twisting, hang time spiral.
And Allison.
I said Meta World Peace.
Yeah.
Teammate of Kobe Bryant.
When
Yeah.
and how you sweep is a vital part of curling.
Oh,
It's a little-
So Kobe did wear a mask. His was kind of smooth. He looked sort of like a Robin mask.
Yeah.
Actually, it was just kind of like a superhero mask. The mask in question, however, was someone you may have heard of. Let me make sure I get his name right. LeBron James.
2014?
LeBron
Dang.
James.
I was thinking he was in Cleveland when he had that mask on. Ah, well.
Yeah. So I didn't really quite understand the whole story, but apparently there was so much chatter about that because he looked kind of badass. I'm sorry, can I say that on the show?
Yeah.
In the mask that it got a lot of attention, and so the next day the NBA said no.
That's far too cool. I remember that. Okay.
I
Not
part
too
of it
much.
I think their excuse was they needed the opponents. It hampered the ability of opponents to see his eyes, which were easily visible in the mask. So I don't
And
know.
what does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. But anyway, nobody is allowed to wear a black protective face mask anymore. Thanks, LeBron.
Yeah, winning again.
All right, at the end of round 2, Allison has 14, Andy 25, Kells 28, Davo 32. And I
High scoring game, guys.
got 2 sweeps in a row, so I'm pretty
this
excited.
isn't bad for me, Andy. This is pretty on par for me.
Let's move on to movies.
Yay.
Here we go.
Question 1. In the original Halloween movie, Michael Myers' mask prop was based on a mask of what 60s TV character?
Locked in.
And just for a bonus, how many sequels and remakes, including sequels and remakes, how many different Halloween movies are there?
Holy crap.
I almost
Locked in on
can come
that,
up
too.
with this name.
I should say released as of now because there's a couple in the works.
Of course.
Let's see.
I'm so out of my element. I don't like horror,
too,
and I
one.
was born after this
Horror.
phase.
I don't like those $2 horror movies either.
It's
Pronounced horror.
Horror.
Shout out to our web guru, David Bodie, for reminding us how to pronounce that.
Let's see.
My wife is a huge horror movie fan. There's like no horror movies on the planet almost that she hasn't watched and enjoyed, but she will not watch one particular version of the Halloween movies.
Rob Zombie version?
The Rob Zombie version, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm locked in.
The part where
I'm locked into.
when Michael Myers is a kid, he's like an 8 or 9-year-old kid, and he goes and takes a tree branch and kills another kid with it.
Yeah.
She doesn't like that part. I don't know why.
I am not a fan of. I like scary movies, but I do not like horror movies.
What?
More of a
You don't like
suspense
slasher
guy.
movies?
Yeah, I'm more like The Sixth
Rosemary's
Sense,
Baby type.
Poltergeist, yeah, Omen. Love those movies, but like Halloween movies, no, thank you.
I definitely find the thrillers and suspense movies to be scarier. Like slasher movies are just like, how many inventive ways can we kill these people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Somebody in the 60s is who he's supposed to look like.
I wouldn't go that far.
That's not what I said. No. His mask prop, the prop that his mask was made from, was based on a mask of what 60s TV character?
I'm ashamed to say I was struggling with this name because I was in the mode of, it's like, oh yeah, I know who it is. And it was like character. It was like, how come I can't think of his name? Like I went into lock mode.
Everybody's just waiting on me, right?
Kind of.
and just to clarify, I don't think this gives her a hint, but it is a mask of this person, but it's been painted white. So the facial features have been, but it is genuinely a mask of this famous character that you have heard of.
Sure, I have.
You have.
You have.
Trust. You have.
All that's coming to mind are real people. So I got something written down.
Let's start with Andy.
It's Captain James T. Kirk, and I believe it's Lucky 13 is where we're at with Halloween movies.
Okay. Allison?
This came up in a previous show.
Okay, so if I had said Shatner, I'd been all right.
I would have given you partial credit for that.
But I did not. I wrote down Rumpelstiltskin. Because I just wanted to... I just really wanted to try for... I said 19.
Okay. Kels?
I said Captain Kirk, and I guess 9 movies.
And Devo?
Captain Kirk and 10 movies.
Dadgummit.
Well, none of you got the bonus.
Oh.
Andy, if you count the 2 that are in the works to be released in the next couple of years, there would be 13. But as of right now,
that was a total random guess. I just thought for some reason it'd come up, and I remember it being 13.
Dang it.
As of now, they're 11. And
Okay.
the correct answer is Captain Kirk.
Kirk.
Question 2. 1994's The Mask was the feature film debut for what blonde actress? She also starred in some of the highest grossing animated films of all time.
Oh.
Was there a year
Locked
on
in.
this?
1994.
94.
I'm locked in.
This is The Mask with Jim Carrey.
Oh, I've actually seen this.
You mean not Mask with Eric Stoltz?
No, that's it.
Oh.
I once got my hopes up. Like TNT, no, it's TBS. Like the Mask was gonna be on at like 8 o'clock. I was like, oh, and then it wasn't like
It wasn't the fun one.
it was not that one. That's the one with Cher.
I think the Cher one is just Mask. And
Yeah,
the Jim
I learned
Carrey
it that
one,
day.
Yeah.
I watched it.
I'm locked in.
Coded to that story as well. I'm here. Might as well.
I mean, my dance card was empty, so Mask it was.
I just don't feel like pushing the channel changer again. So
I was there.
This one. Is everybody locked in?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, let's start with Allison.
I am so proud that I have actually seen this movie. I believe it is Cameron Diaz.
Kels?
I still have not seen The Mask. I used to watch the cartoon.
Oh.
Yeah, I've never seen The Mask. Never seen it.
You'd like
But
it.
but I know it's Cameron Diaz because she was in all them Shrek movies.
Deva?
Okay.
Deva?
Cameron Diaz. I've seen this movie because my son Ian likes this movie probably 8,000 times.
Andy?
Cameron Diaz. I've only seen the movie a couple times. Sorry.
I've never seen it because it's a Jim Carrey movie. But the correct answer is Cameron Diaz. I know, I make you so sad, don't I?
I heard a little bit. Just a little bit.
Anytime
None of
like,
some
there's
movies.
something that could possibly bring you joy, no, I don't. Not really into that.
You know what's been bringing me joy lately? And this may be really
Sweeps?
sad to some of you. No. I discovered that there's a whole bunch of old firing lines on YouTube, and I've been watching those because I find them really fascinating. William F. Buckley.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like there was an hour-long discussion between William F. Buckley and that comedian Alan.
Not Woody.
No. Tim, not Tim. I can't remember his name.
Alan.
Anyway, about the death penalty, because he was like a crusader for the death against the death penalty. A comedian guy. I just find it fascinating to hear what politics was like back in the 60s and 70s. they had these long, intelligent conversations, and nobody yelled over each other, and they're witty and intelligent. It's very refreshing.
Weird.
I think I saw
Steve
on
Allen.
YouTube. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I saw Buckley debate James Baldwin. That was really good.
Yeah. James Baldwin was amazing.
Yes.
I've been watching a lot of his stuff lately too. His stuff, like he's. Never mind.
Still putting albums out.
I was into him in his early stuff when nobody else was really into Baldwin. It was a kind of an experimental phase for Baldwin.
I gotta say, I couldn't read his book, but I love listening to him talk.
I do too.
All right. Question 3. What masked character has been featured in over 40 films across the world since the 1920s?
Okay.
Oh, it's between two.
Yeah.
I'm locked in.
But if it's got to be all over the world, it's got to be, yeah, I'm locked in.
Oh, hey, Allison. Oh,
My soul
Just tell him he's an awful person.
just ate my soul. That's all.
It's people
well,
like you,
apparently your
Davo.
soul was raspberry flavored.
Davo, it's people like you that are causing this aluminum shortage.
It is.
Davo.
It's my fault.
Allison, here's what you do. You just, once you can start drinking,
I'm
I
not-
would just get a lawn chair and sit up in his front yard and just be pounding him and throwing empty cans at his front door.
Puke
how
on
I
his
play
steps.
Yeah.
What, you're nursing?
Right?
Yeah, it's going to be a
Pump
bit.
and dump.
Yeah, yeah.
Pump and
yeah,
dump.
regular way.
Does everybody like him?
I have a stupid answer, but I can't think of anything else.
Okay. Kels?
I went with Zorro.
Davo?
God bless America.
Zorro.
Andy?
Yeah, Zorro.
And Allison.
Well, I'm sorry, everyone. It wasn't a stupid answer. I said Zorro.
The correct answer is Zorro,
Woohoo!
which means fox in Spanish, which I didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Andy, was your other guess the Lone Ranger?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
my
thought it
other
might be.
guess.
That's why I was hoping the world, like at least half those movies were done in Spain or Mexico.
And that's where I kind of went with Lone Ranger. Lone Ranger was radio for a long time before it was even filmed.
All right. Question 4. What movie mask was originally called the Peanut-Eyed Ghost when it was designed as a Halloween costume by the company Fun World? So I'm looking for the name of the mask. I'll give you half points if you give me the movie.
Oh, locked in.
Locked in?
What is happening? Peanut-eyed ghost. Neil, when you ask these kind of questions, I wonder how you even came up with this question.
Well, I'll tell you if you want.
Okay.
Once we answer.
I only know one mask that has peanut eyes.
It might be that one.
Oh dear.
I mean, it's a place to start at least.
I was thinking about it. I was like, I can't even remember what the eyes look like.
Is everybody locked in?
Yeah, I'm
I believe
locked.
so.
I'm locked
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
Sometimes I can't tell if Allison's still thinking or not.
Yeah, that's fair. Me neither.
That's why we usually say locked in.
Well, I can't. I'm not sure everybody does, and sometimes I don't hear you.
I don't, and it's my fault.
Okay,
I'll be
Allison,
better.
what's your answer?
I said Scream, and just to try to get the full points, I said Scream mask.
Okay. Kels?
I said Ghostface.
Deva?
I said Scream because I did not remember the name of the character.
And Andy?
I too said Scream.
The correct answer that I was looking for is Ghostface from the Scream movies.
All right, dumb question. Is that where the member of Wu-Tang Clan got his name?
No.
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 I think he
They-
I think he predated Scream.
That's
Yeah.
Kung Fu movies.
Yeah. Ghostface Killer.
That was a
So then was the mask named after him?
Jury's still out.
So, Allison, you asked about how I come up with a question like this.
Yes.
Well, so I was doing a movie category, and so there's all kinds of top 10 lists that people put together. So I just Googled movies with masks or something like that. And so, of course, Scream comes up. And so then I go usually to like the Wikipedia page for the movie and just read it and figure out if there's anything interesting there. And the interesting thing I came up with there is that they found they were struggling to find a mask, and during a location scouting, someone found this Halloween mask that this company Fun World had created, and the director really liked it, but they didn't want to have to pay the licensing for it or couldn't get the license for it, so they made all these different variations of the mask, and none of them really looked right. So they finally convinced the company to let them license it. It was probably a good thing for the company because I'm guessing they sold a lot of them. So then I looked at the company and figured out their design process, and the designer created 4 different similar masks. And in his initial design, he called this particular one the Peanut-Eyed Ghost, which was later renamed to Ghostface. So it's a little insight into my process for some of these questions.
peek behind the curtain of the sensei.
So mostly what I heard there is that you are just becoming more and more diabolical as a trivia player as well.
I've learned an awful lot from doing this. I will say that.
That's why he doesn't play. He writes questions.
One of these days, he's got to get back in the ring, though.
Oh, boy.
Okay. At the end of round 3, Allison has 39, Andy 60, Davo 67, Kel 68.
Whoa.
And this brings us to category 4, which is music.
Yes.
Ah, crap.
Bless it.
Question 1. Behind the Mask is a song that was originally recorded for a famous 1982 album, but due to licensing problems, it wasn't released until 2010, 1 year after the artist's death. Who was the artist?
Locked in.
Yeah, I feel like everybody else would have gotten this answer pretty quick if it was what I wrote down, but I'm locked in.
I'm hung up because it said it was released in 2010, a year after the artist's death, right?
Yeah.
I can only think of one artist that died in 2011. Off the top of my head.
I also just saw what I wrote down.
No,
And I did not spell it right at all.
Spelling does not count. We're mostly phonetic.
Except in this case, I did actually, I'll tell you in a minute, but I did actually change my answer by how badly I spelled it.
Wow. I'm locked in.
All right. Kels.
I couldn't think of anybody else, and I know it's not right, but I can only think of Michael Jackson because he died in 2009.
Allison?
Yeah, I also wrote down Michael Jackson, but I did not. I wrote down Michelle Jackson. But I meant Michael Jackson.
See, that's one reason why you should only give last names.
Exactly.
As a general rule. Andy?
It is Michael Jackson, and the song was originally intended for the Thriller album.
Devo?
Michael Jackson.
Correct answer is Michael Jackson. Kels, I feel like you didn't hear it right.
I didn't.
It was released in 2010, 1 year after the artist's death.
No, I got that part. I thought
Okay.
you meant like that was the name of the album. I was like, I can't think of a Michael Jackson album name behind the mask.
Oh, no, it was a song that was
Song.
originally
Oh, I
recorded
thought it
for
was
a
an
famous...
album too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
They
missed that.
recorded it for Thriller. Quincy Jones brought it to Michael to record. Originally, that song was written for a Seiko watch commercial. And then somebody
Wow.
else, someone recorded the full version and released it on an album, and then somebody else added some lyrics to it, and then Michael expanded on it.
Okay.
Kind of
Check that out.
strange. All right, question 2. Another Behind the Mask is the 15th studio album from what group, whose 11th studio album, released in 1977, is rumored to be one of the best-selling albums of all time?
You drop. Never mind.
I'm locked in.
Nope.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Dang it. There was a hint in there, Neil.
There was.
Catch it on. Probably put my foot in my mouth by saying that too soon, but I'm locked in.
All right. Allison.
Well, I can't decide if I should say one of or totally my favorite band. We'll say one of, because I'm not definitive on it. Fleetwood Mac.
Okay. Andy?
It's Fleetwood Mac, and their 11th album was Rumors, which I believe you got when you graduated high school. They were just handing them out with the diplomas. Everybody got one.
Fleetwood Mac.
And Kels.
Fleetwood Mac.
Correct answer is Fleetwood Mac. Who would have gotten it if I hadn't used the rumored clue in there? Everybody?
My hand is not raised if you're wondering.
I would have gotten it.
I wouldn't have.
I would have gotten it and shot Andy in the face if you had called on me first.
You don't have to be called first to shoot someone in the face.
I know.
Okay.
I'm losing. Why would
throwing it
you?
out there.
I'm in third
No.
place.
Yeah, shut your mouth, Andy. You're not losing.
You're winning the big. You're winning the big picture right now. You're in the lead.
All right, question 3. Ski Mask Way is a song on the album The Massacre, which is the second studio album by what rapper?
I'm going to punt.
Locked in, and I have this album.
I'm going to shoot Andy because
Okay,
he said
that helps.
Andy, you
That
so
helps.
stupid. Why would you say that?
I keep forgetting about the stupid lightning.
How? we
I know.
strike you every week.
I know. I get
Actually-
excited when I'm actually smart. I just, most of the time I look stupid.
I'm locked in.
Andy, that actually really helped me that you, like, when you said you had this album, it crossed off 2 on my list. So I was like, yeah, no. Andy's not buying that album.
All right, so let's, I guess, start with Davo.
Now Ray Guy comes in for his first punt of the day. Kick is away. There's a high, twisting, hang time spiral.
And Kels.
This artist's first album would be Get Rich or Die Trying, so you're talking about 50 Cent.
And Allison.
I blew it. I said Kendrick Lamar.
And Andy.
Don't have I do have 50 Cent, Dave.
I have this album. I'm gonna shoot Landy in the face. Come on, man. You're killing me, Smalls. You are killing me.
The correct answer is indeed Curtis Jackson, a.k.a. 50 Cent.
Drawing a lightning bolt through my correct answer. That was Davo, right?
It was,
Yep.
Okay. Just trying-
Yep.
There was zero.
Oh, by the way,
hesitation.
I had no idea who that was. I had no idea. I just wanted to
50
see
Cent,
Andy's
he's a
face
rapper.
explode. Thank you. I knew that.
Oh, okay.
It's your birthday. It's gonna bark like it's your birthday.
All right, question 4. Mask is a song by what late 70s band who were pioneers of goth rock and took their name from a 1920s German art movement?
There's so much going on.
Locked in.
No, this is just not even kind of in my wheelhouse. I'm going to punt.
I wish I could.
Allison, you don't strike me as the goth kind of lady.
Or the German art movement?
German art movement kind of lady.
Yeah. I've had more of a shot with the German art movement part of that one, but definitely, what are we calling it? Goth rock?
Yeah. I bet you've
Is that
heard of
like
it, though.
Kiss? They wear a lot of makeup.
They were not goth rock.
Oh.
I'm locked in.
All right, is that everybody?
All right, I'm locked in.
All right, let's start with Andy.
This is Sprockets, Touch My Monkey. That's the name of the band.
Sprockets.
Deva,
Bauhaus.
Kels,
I said expressionist.
and Miss Allison gets...
Now Ray Guy comes in for his first punt of the day. Kick is away. There's a high twisting hang time spiral.
The correct answer is Bauhaus.
Yeah. Nope. Never heard of
Should have
that in my
shot
life.
you in the face.
All right, at the end of round 4, Allison has 59. Andy is down to 80. Devo has 97, and Kels has 98. Pretty close game.
Very.
So you'll all be happy to know that we actually sort of have 2 music categories this week. Except that this next one is called bands.
I only have one lightning bolt, Neil. Come on.
Okay, this one's kind of a long one. Question 1. Thomas Bangalter described the origin of his musical duo thusly: "We did not choose to become robots. There was an accident in our studio. We were working on our sampler, and at exactly 9:09 a.m. so on September 9th, 1999, it exploded. When we regained consciousness, we discovered that we had become robots." What group is he part of?
Locked in.
Locked
Locked
in.
in.
Wow.
Locked in.
All right. Allison, let's start with you.
God, I hope I didn't. It's fine. I'll just say it. Be confident. Daft Punk.
Andy,
Daft Punk.
Deva,
Daft Punk.
and Kels.
Daft Punk.
Correct answer is Daft Punk.
I think I've already told this story, so stop me if I have. But I went through a hard Daft Punk phase, and so much so that like the first album that I can really remember being released was when they did all the music for Tron. So I made a costume and went to the premiere, and children took pictures with me.
That's amazing.
The same thing happened with Styx on their album, Mr. Roboto.
Domo arigato, Andy. Domo arigato.
My Daft Punk story isn't really as interesting, but when I saw the name of the band, Daft Punk, I listened to them, and I'm like, that's not punk, and then I turned it off. I was expecting like some Dead Kennedys or Black Flag or something, and it was not that at all.
It was
Not at
probably
all.
not.
Do you have photographic evidence of this costume? Alan?
I do.
Yes.
I'll send it.
Gonna
Yeah.
We can also
We need to
post it on
tweet that
social
out.
media. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfectly fine. I want you to
Yeah,
know
okay.
I made it. So it's like duct tape and black clothing. And I also dressed as a bad guy too. I don't know what was up with that,
That's
but
so amazing.
I'm locating it right now.
Cannot
That
wait.
is outstanding.
Really is.
All right, question 2. I hesitated to put this one, but I ran it by my wife, who told me it was okay to use this band. For 3 points each, name the 4 alter egos of the members of KISS.
What?
They technically
Okay.
don't wear masks, but they do wear a lot of makeup, so we're counting that as a mask for the purposes of this quiz.
Let me think here.
Don't know.
I know one because Family Guy makes fun of him.
I got 3.
You said alter egos though, so like their character names.
Yeah, there's sort of stage names, I guess.
Okay. 'Cause
Not the name, not the actual. I don't want the names of the people in the band. That's too easy. Everybody knows
Because
that.
I could give you 2 of those, but
Yeah.
this I have no idea. Let's.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in. Well, you guys are thinking Davo and I will now sing Beth for you.
No, we will not.
Are you guys still thinking?
I just play my own little game over here. I'm sorry. I almost wrote down Richard Simmons. And then...
Close.
Oh, yeah, I'm locked in.
All right. Let's start with Andy.
Demon, Star Child, Spaceman, and Catman.
Okay.
I'm so proud.
Devo.
Star Child. I said the demon, the cat, and Phil.
You know, Phil from accounting.
Phil. Yeah.
Phil on 6. He's a good guy.
Kels.
I said Axe, Smash, Crush, and the Great Kabuki.
You're the best, Kels.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? When we start our band, those are our characters.
I want to be
Those are the
whatever the
brainly-
last one was.
Maybe the Great Kabuki?
The Great Kabuki.
Yeah.
I want to be Smash.
Okay, the only one I could come up with because of a Family Guy episode is Star Child, because apparently he's like the redheaded stepchild of the group that provides very little. So that's the one I got.
Okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of partial credit here. Nobody got all of them exactly correct.
Oh.
Andy's got a challenge.
I'm already going to challenge you, but okay.
That's
All right.
what that means.
I will tell you.
Let me hear what you're saying. All right.
We got Star Child,
Yay.
the Demon,
Yay.
Catman. Devo, I gave you a couple of points for Cat.
Thank you.
And the last one is Space Ace, not Spaceman,
Or Phil.
All right. I am.
because
Hold
it is
on.
Ace Frehley who is
It's Ace Frehley, man.
Madly
Listen to
typing.
that.
I am going in.
Furiously typing on his what sounds like a
TI-84.
a TI-84.
Yep.
I asked Kiss characters, and first thing I get was Google. Any members of Kiss dead?
Not yet,
Yeah.
but we talked about him, so
Yeah. It's
Oh,
only a matter of
God.
time on the show.
Fab Five.
Stop it. And we told, all right. And you wonder why you're in trouble with HR.
I want to speak to your manager. There is no fundamental difference between Spaceman and Space Ace.
All right, I give
Kels is broken.
Oh, that caught me off guard. Jesus Christ. Sorry.
Okay.
we good?
I'll mute my
Yeah.
mic if I have to, Neil.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
Question 3. What
What
heavy
were
metal?
the points for that?
Oh, sorry. I gave Andy. I took away 2 points from Andy, and 1 point from. Wait, no, hang on. I should be more consistent. 2 points from Devo. So Andy
Did I
got
get any?
Andy
or
got
no?
10. Devo got 7. Allison got 3. Kels got 0. Sound good?
Yes.
Sure.
Question 3. What heavy metal band from Iowa is currently made up of members named number 0, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and number 8? Numbers 1 through 3 have left the band.
What?
Oh, man.
To be clear, I don't believe those are their actual names. Those are kind
Right.
of their, yeah.
I've got a total random guess.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, me too.
I'm locked in.
Okay. Devo.
Slipknot.
Kels.
I said the Umbrella Academy.
Allison.
I said the Masked Killers.
And Andy.
Buckethead.
Buckethead's just one guy. I was gonna use him in the contest, but I didn't.
Buckethead's awesome.
The correct answer is Slipknot.
Oh, got to start striking,
Nice.
Davo.
I know.
You know, there's a guy
It
in
was a heavy
Slipknot
metal
whose whole
question.
job is to play an empty beer keg with a baseball bat.
Does he have a degree from that? Is that from Juilliard?
DeVry. He got his keg playing degree from DeVry.
That's a master's program.
That's Dr. Slipknot to you.
That's Doctor number 8.
Dr. 8.
All right, here's another heavy metal band. What heavy
Yay.
metal band includes members named Balzac, the Jaws of Death, Beefcake the Mighty, Flatus Maximus, and Odorous Urungus?
I'm locked in.
Dear God. I stand no chance.
You guys need to expand your musical horizons a little bit.
I am locked in.
I'm locked in
mean-
as well.
How else can you expect to understand the difference between Spaceman and Space?
Spaceman and Space Ace.
Space Ace
Oh, jeez.
and Star Child.
Laugh it up. Oh, by the way, is everybody locked in? Because I'm hitting Davo in the face with lightning.
I don't think Allison is yet.
Don't care.
No.
It's covered
I don't
anyway.
know. Okay.
Because I know Davo knows this.
Of course he does.
I think David was playing it smooth and not.
He
not
was.
just running out.
It was
of
one of the reasons
trying
why I was trying to decide between him and Kells, and the way Davo played it, I know this band gives Davo joy.
Dang it.
All right, I'm
And
locked
he didn't
in.
even have to say, I own this album.
Kels, can you make your answer?
I said the Crazy 88s.
Okay, Allison.
I said just stank.
That was the
Some
name of this
weird
band's third
way.
album.
Andy
Guar.
and Devo.
That is divine.
The correct answer is Guar. All right, at the end of round 5, the scores are Allison has 72, Kels 108, Andy 110, and Devo 124.
Boom!
Kells, Allison, you know what you have to do.
Yep.
That brings us to history.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
You were a history major.
Yeah, it's gonna. This just is an opportunity to embarrass myself.
Man,
You can't look at it that way.
at least you know who Guar is.
Oh, and Slipknot.
Yeah, that college money was well spent.
Marketable skill.
Marketable skill. Rock chalk.
Okay, category 6 is history. Question 1. Where are the Greek muses Thalia and Melpomene most commonly represented today?
Locked in.
Locked in.
Locked
Okay.
in?
I think. Yeah. I don't know. I'm locked in. I'm not sure if my answer makes sense.
All right, Kels.
I said the theater.
Okay, Allison.
Yeah, I said the drama and comedy mass, like the side by side ones for theater.
Andy.
I said comedy and tragedy in theater.
And Deva.
Comedy and tragedy. The theater.
Yep, the two mask symbol that you see associated with theater that represent comedy and drama. Thalia was the muse of comedy, and Melpomene was the I'm probably butchering that name, but is the muse of drama or tragedy. Question 2. What war necessitated the need... That's kind of redundant, isn't it? What war necessitated the mass production of gas masks for the first time?
Locked in.
Feel like this is a trap?
I do too, but I'm going to dive into it. I'm locked in.
I'm locked in, and I would like to lightning strike. Nope, I'm gonna hold on to it.
I heard the lightning. I heard the
I
static
know
build
the
up.
clouds started gathering over your foxhole.
You mean your Zorro hole?
My Robin hole. No, that didn't sound right. No.
Wow. Wow.
No.
It did not.
Wow.
Robin Cave.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Robin's Nest.
I think just stay away
Makes
from the
more
whole Robin
sense.
thing, and you'll be better off.
He can't.
How about, is everybody locked in?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kels.
I said World War One.
Allison, what's your answer?
World War One.
Andy?
World War One.
And Devo.
World War One.
Correct answer is World War One.
I was worried it was going to be the Spanish Civil War.
Question 3. In 1865, at the World's Fair in Porto, Portugal, Theobald Bauer was the first athlete in what sport to wear a mask?
I'm locked in.
Trying to think of something that would make sense.
Yeah.
It's not a sport that we've covered in the game so far.
Yeah.
Can I unlock?
You can unlock since I gave you more information.
All right. Thank you.
I don't know if they wear masks in the sport.
First and only? Or...
No.
Okay.
All right. It's got to be an old sport, man.
It's a sport that started at or before 1865.
I am locked in. And if I'm wrong, I really want this to be right. And where was this at again?
The location is not that important, but it was at a World's Fair in Portugal.
I'm locking in with a guess.
Oh, I have a dumb answer stuck in my head.
Can't be dumber than mine.
I'm in the running for dumb answers.
I feel really good about my answer. It's a total guess, but it has some logic to it.
I'm really excited now.
Okay, I'm putting us out of our misery here. I wrote it down.
I've had a sweep since way back in the second category.
You've had like 4 sweeps today already.
Just 2.
Yeah, just 2. I blocked the first one. I'll never let that go.
Oh, that's right. In the science game. Okay.
So was that a lock-in, Allison? No?
Yes.
Yes.
A sad
Excellent.
lock-in.
Well, that's better than no lock-in.
Sad locking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Devo, what's your answer?
Swimming. Like goggles. That's what I was
Kels.
thinking.
Oh, I just said cricket.
Allison?
I said archery.
Okay. And Andy?
Sorry.
I so want this to be right after hearing Cal's and Devo's answer. I think it's wrestling. South of the border, the masks were kind of popular back then. Wrestling's an
South
old
of
school
which border?
Sport. South of our border.
In Portugal?
In Portugal?
Well, regardless of Andy's weak grasp of geography,
Oh, jeez. The United States is in Portugal south of us, is it not?
Portugal's is
South of what?
next to Spain.
Yeah.
But it's still
Oh
south.
my God.
It's not in our hemisphere, but it's still...
No, it's
anyway.
Oh my God. I'm scared now. You teach children.
I'm looking up the globe.
There's really no sense of the word of the definition of anything that Portugal is south of us. It's pretty far east of us.
Would you say Western Europe is south of us, Andy?
No. But I was just... Oh, gosh, you're right. I am so sorry. There's a lot. In my head, holy crap.
What are you thinking?
Way
Panama, Paraguay?
I don't know why I had this now. I am not smart.
Well,
Right.
so anyway,
I
despite
did all that out. Let's start over.
no, I think we should keep
No,
that part.
that's staying.
Anyway, so despite Andy's weak grasp of geography, there's a certain irony in that he got the correct
got it.
answer. It is wrestling.
Yes.
I
Nice.
can't believe it.
He was the
I
first
got a
masked
wrestling
wrestler.
question that no of them got.
The Mascaras.
Well, it was real wrestling, Andy.
Right. That's
Hey.
why you guys got kind of
Real
fumbled.
to me, damn it.
I was kind of trying to think how I could work the word mysterious in there, thinking maybe that would point you to what was his name, Rey Mysterio.
Rey
but
Mysterio.
I don't know. That
619.
that just kind of felt awkward. All right, question 4, and the final question in the game. Most people are familiar with the Guy Fawkes mask used in the movie V for Vendetta and by various protesters around the world. Guy Fawkes was involved in a 1605 plot to blow up what specific building?
Locked in.
And I need it to be specific.
Okay.
I feel like my answer's not good enough.
I feel like I know mine isn't good enough, but I'm going to go with it.
Oh.
Locked in, bud.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock in.
I hope I break 100 this game.
I say
probably
reluctant.
I'd like to lightning strike Andy though.
Okay.
Oh, fart! I never used mine.
It's not too late.
I'm losing.
Okay, I'll use mine on Davo just because I can't. You can't double strike, Andy. Thanks for reminding me, Kels.
No problem.
I might have just wasted it, but who knows?
Allison, what's your answer?
I just said Parliament.
Okay. So Andy, what's your answer?
House of Lords. Gunpowder plot to assassinate King James the First.
I'm sorry I didn't hear that, but let's move on to Davo. What's your answer?
Trouble.
I said
So I was the only one that got this right, and I got lightning struck.
Kels, what's your answer?
I said, well, not the George Clinton form, but the Parliament.
So I did a lot of research into this. They were actually separate buildings. Specifically, it was the House of Lords.
Oh,
The House of Commons was in a different building at the time. That whole complex that they used back then is no longer in existence. Now I think they're in separate wings of the same big building, but I'm not positive on that either. But
only the House of Lords.
it was the House of Lords, yeah.
Okay.
And I think I heard somewhere in the thunder that it was the gunpowder plot. Andy, did you think that was going to be the answer at first?
I did it first, yeah.
I thought everybody knew the
Gunpowder
gunpowder
plot.
plot, so I didn't want to go with that one.
I know it from the song.
me too.
All right, at the end of category 6, we've got Allison with 92,
So
Kels
close.
128, Andy 140, and Davo 144. It's a pretty close game.
Yes,
It
sir.
really is.
And that brings us to our final question. Okay, final question. In the 23 movies of the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Oh,
which human characters wear masks, helmets, or any other device that completely or partly covers their faces
Okay.
when they're in their superhuman personas?
Okay.
and this
Is it
is
just the
Marvel
heroes?
movies?
The,
Not comic books.
23 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies.
Okay.
Helmets, mask, all of that, right?
Anything that completely or partly obscures the face.
Okay.
So
You
Just-
said heroes, not villains?
I didn't say either one.
Ooh,
Okay.
you just said characters.
But I'm looking. I'm not. I want their sort of superhero or superhuman persona, not their human names for the most part.
Dave knows both.
So to give you an example, I'm trying to think of DC examples, so they won't give you away. So like Batman's cowl would count as partially covered. So would Robin's little masky thing that he wears.
It's a domino mask, technically speaking. Same as Zorro.
Did Zorro get caught a lot too?
He got himself out.
See, Zorro wasn't afraid to kill people. Robin was too,
Yeah.
kind of. He's like,
Holy murder charge, Batman.
Wait just 1 second, Bubba. Yes, it's your friendly podcasting fanatic. Here to shout out my trivia brothers from another mother, the Trivia Rogues. When you get a chance, pop on over to the Trivia Rogues and let Billy and the gang educate you on some things, Bubba. Funk on. And do remember to please look both ways before you cross my mind, baby.
I'm locked in. I got my 10. I'm literally in a room where to my left, I have the MCU lined up. All my Blu-rays lined up.
Goodness.
You.
I can only see the spines, but yeah,
It
so
helps.
you just go through each one and say, who was in that one?
pretty much. You know me so well.
Ugh, I just gotta throw some down at the end here.
I'm done.
Man, this is kind of, because you said it's 12 altogether, right?
While they're thinking about Marvel superheroes, I'd like to take a moment to apologize to a fan that wrote in about me possibly being a little bit mean-spirited with Robin in the DC universe. I stand by what I said.
You shouldn't. It was slanderous.
Did he or did he not belong to a circus?
Yes, he did.
Was he
a-
or was he not homeless?
He was never homeless.
He was orphaned.
He was going to go to an orphanage, which meant he had no place else to go, which I say to you once again makes him a carny hobo.
He wasn't homeless.
You're so cruel. You're just cruel.
It's legit. But nonetheless, I apologize to bringing that to the world's attention.
I'm locked in.
Look at a DC snowflake over there.
How dare you?
Wow! DC Snowflake.
Why don't you
This is great.
go
Okay.
up to Soup's place in the Arctic and all the rest of your buddies.
Let's do this.
All right, is everybody locked in?
Locked in?
Yes.
All right, here's my list in no particular order. Spider-Man,
Yay.
Got it.
Iron Man,
Iron.
the Black Panther,
Got it.
Captain America,
Woot.
Got it.
Ant-Man,
Frick.
and his friend the Wasp,
Woot.
Oh, I did not get Wasp.
War Machine,
Woot.
Yay!
Nope.
Falcon,
Got it.
Rat Falcon.
I didn't get Falcon.
Star-Lord,
Star-Lord.
Winter Soldier,
Woot.
That's the one.
What does he
forgot
wear?
Bucky. In
He wears
Winter
a
Soldier, he
domino
wears
mask.
like a little. No,
Oh.
it doesn't
He
cover
wears
his
like a
eyes.
face. A face.
Yeah, it covers the.
Yeah, I can see
was-
it now.
He was COVID ready in
He was,
2015.
he was all about it, man.
Yeah,
and I've got Captain Marvel
Woot.
got her.
and Nick Fury.
Oh, the
Didn't
eye
get
patch
Nick
too.
Fury.
Didn't get Nick Fury. I thought that I was like, it didn't really.
He was
Wait,
he was
is
in
that the whole
the
list?
other device that completely or
It can't be
partly
the whole
covers their
list.
faces. Well, so the MCU, again, this is stuff I learned by researching this. They kind of made a point to do away with the whole secret identity thing that DC is still enamored with, and just really doesn't work in the modern age, because it's so easy to figure out whose identity is whose, right? So Marvel just doesn't bother doing that anymore. And so most of these people that wear masks, they're not really to hide the identity. They're just kind of for flavor or protection or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Well, I would like to. You did mention Deadpool. Deadpool's
not
It's
in
not
the MCU.
MCU. Not MCU.
What does that mean, y'all? I don't even know what that means.
It's a license. It's a licensing thing.
So Marvel doesn't actually own that movie?
Not yet.
Nah, it's a Fox property still.
So same thing
kind
for
of.
Daredevil?
Well,
Well, the movie Daredevil was was it 20? Was that Fox? I remember it was trash.
Okay,
But the TV show, yes, the TV show, yeah.
And
they
you
own
and
that.
you definitely said movie.
yeah. The 23.
The other one I wrote down is Heimdall from Thor's world, where he has that helmet that has this really cool like T shape to it, where it obscures. You only see his eyes in the very center, like his nose and stuff.
He's not human though.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one. Oh, yep.
No, go ahead, Allison. 'Cause I
The
got
one
two.
I was going to argue for, which I don't even know why, because I'm, going to get last, but I put down the Green Goblin from Spider-Man, because he wears a mask.
Wasn't in the MCU though.
That
was
particular
pre-MCU.
Spider-Man isn't?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
If you had said Mysterio,
yeah.
Okay,
you could
What?
do that.
got it.
But I have
getting nerd all over me.
because I have the Golden Jaguar and Ironmonger.
I don't even know who those are. I assume they're in Black Panther.
Ironmonger was in Iron Man.
Yeah,
He was the villain in Iron Man.
Would you
Played
concur
by
with those
Cam.
answers, Devo?
I'm okay with those answers.
Okay, I'll have to defer to Devo because I've seen most of those movies once or twice, maybe.
fair.
But if Devo's
Seen
sitting with
all of
then I
them
am.
at least 4 or 5 times.
And those are both humans, right? They're not aliens or something.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I was
so-
curious. The one I was thinking about writing down was Red Skull. Would
That's
you have
his
accepted
face.
that?
It's just
Devo?
his face.
Yeah, it's just his face. That's why I went back on it. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, where I couldn't decide.
Oh, and Allison, for the record, you didn't bring it up, but all of the X-Men movies are not in the MCU either, even though they're all Marvel
Okay,
characters.
I actually was, when you said they were human and they weren't born that way, I thought you were talking about mutants. And so I was like, okay, don't go with any of the X-Men people.
That's a good question. I don't know. I think they're still human.
They're human.
They're
just-
human. Their powers manifest in their teenage years, so they are genetically modified humans, much like Spider-Man or Captain America.
But we
'Cause,
may
like,
be getting
Wolverine
a little
was-
too deep.
Or the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, we're in the
He was
woods.
made, right? He wasn't.
Wolverine was made, but he had the healing factor as a mutant from when he was born.
That was his. That's
Oh,
his mutant
really?
power. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not
That's
know
why
that.
they.
And I
That's why they put the adamantium in him, because he could actually survive the process.
Yeah.
see.
All right. So, Allison, how many did you get right?
I got 5. I'm pretty proud of that 5, though.
Well, that gives you 142. You're currently in second place.
Hey, not for long.
Kels, how many did you get?
I got all 10.
Gives you 100 additional points and takes you to 228. You're currently in first place. Andy,
I got 8.
that gets you to 220. Currently second place. And Devo,
I got 10.
that brings you to 244 points and the win, Devo.
Woo! Hooray! Nobody's cheering with me.
Congratulations.
Well played, Davo.
Well
Well
played.
played.
Well played.
Okay, so after Game 7, our tournament standings are thus. Allison has 8 points. Devo has 20. Andy and Kels are tied at 21. So we hopefully will have a winner after Game 8. But we might not.
A lot of pressure.
Excellent.
Goodness.
There's a lot of pressure here.
Is there a prize in this tournament? We've had the jacket. What's the prize this time?
We're working on it.
Okay.
You know, I got an idea. I got one of the, like, my family has one of these old telephone boxes with a crank, and it's got one cord on one side with a metal conductor and another cord on the other side with a metal conductor, and we all grab sides and form a circle, and then an electrical charge passes through all of us. I feel like that's inappropriate for this.
That sounds great.
I'm still trying to imagine your childhood. I just every time you tell a story, I'm like, well, what was that like? I mean, were you just
following
the Grateful Dead the whole time, or
and fish, ham
and fish
sandwiches?
Exactly.
By the by, Kels and I will be appearing on, or have appeared. The episode will have dropped by the time you hear this, on the Benchwarmer Sports Trivia podcast. So give that a listen. They're good guys. We had a great time. So from all of us here at the Brain Ladle Trivia podcast, this is Davo with Kels.
It's a very fine line between Spaceman and Space Ace.
Andy.
So long, Ladle Brainers.
Allison.
There's a lot of pressure coming down from the basement here. I know you guys are nervous about this next one, but you shouldn't be.
And Neil.
So you remember Jacques Plante from the hockey question earlier?
Yes.
I've actually got a quote from him. Mm-hmm. He said, "You had no mask, and the coach kept telling you, use your head, and I did."
Signing off.
Greetings and salutations to all you good trivia people out there. I know what you're thinking. Hey, I really enjoyed this show. How can I get a little more? Well, here to help you out. You can look up these good people on Twitter at Ladle Brain, or if Facebook's more your deal, you can look them up at Brain Ladle Productions. Hey, they've even got their own webpage. It's brainladletrivia.com. Now, if you're feeling generous, you can join a Patreon, where if you donate $10 or more, you can even get yourself a fancy show invite. How about that? Until we meet again, this has been 44, and I'm glad you joined us. Hope I'm out.
We're live. Well, we're recording, I guess, is totally different than being live. We're hot? Is that the right word?
We're hot.
Oh yeah.
Especially you, Kels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, stop it. You stop that right now. The preceding podcast was presented by Brain Ladle Productions. All rights reserved.